as I really wanted to use this outfit a few more times. Okay, as many times as you guys are okay with. I figured today would be a somewhat more light-hearted video than usual. To do that, we are going to do something similar to what I used to call the exhibition of stupidity. Call this a knockoff version of it. I'll leave a link to a playlist in the description if you're interested in checking those very old videos out. To do this, we're going to be looking at some articles and images that were placed in the shitposting tab on my Discord server. The three I want to really focus on made me laugh quite a bit. So let's start with a trending story detected by Trendalizer. Why it might be time to eradicate sex segregation in sports. Go figure, it would be New Zealand that came up with this. While we're at it, let's also remove that drug barrier, because I want to see people run as fast as cheetahs. And I want to see Lance Armstrong reinstated as one of the greatest cyclists of all time, and one of the greatest drug cheats. But if we remove the drug cheat, he's still just a cyclist, right? Oh. And who doesn't? Who doesn't want to see Conor McGregor kick Ronda Rousey's head off her shoulders like a golf ball? And let's remove weight classes, because I really want to see Anthony Joshua knock out Roman Gonzalez. I mean, they're evenly matched, right? I mean, one's an amazing boxer, and the other's an over-the-top bodybuilder who really needs to lose a little weight, because his speed was important, as was his explosive power. Doesn't matter. I want to see this. Remove weight classes, remove drug restrictions, and remove gender separation. Segregation is a terrible word, isn't it? I'm not going to look at the article because I don't think anything they say could legitimize the need. So, to emphasize my point, here are a couple of clips taken from things that have, for example, women fighting men, or boys playing girls in football. Glorious, right? Let's move on to the next one. This was shown to me by Renita Chan. The article headline page is second-degree murder charge. Underneath, the picture is very misleading. I mean, if you hadn't noticed, it looks pretty gruesome, right? Until you realise those pictures were taken from a pie-eating contest. Hence the word just above the top left image, the left image, being festival. Don't think you're possibly selling this badly, right? Or misleading a little? I mean, it's rather amusing. Let's move on to the third one. The third, my favourite one. This one had me laughing quite a bit, and for a considerable amount of time I really couldn't stop laughing. To sum up what happened prior, I'm going to borrow a clip from 2 Plebs Talk News, where they sum up the incident that happened in Hawaii.
Hawaii decided to tell all of their residents who were plugged into the general alarm system of the state that they were about to get nuked.
Yep.
I mean...
And apparently they took it so well.
Not only did they do this, but their response in every way was epic.
Yeah.
So, first of all, they sent out Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not I mean, I guess it's funny, but it's not a joke. The guy's name is Miyagi. And he told us that Daniel-san had accidentally used the wrong template.
Yes.
And then had confirmed that he accidentally used the wrong template and would now be practicing some more paint the fence.
Yes, as in he's been reassigned.
Right.
Waxing the car is obviously out of the question.
Right.
Back to painting the fence.
Can't, after telling the entire state that they were going to get nuked, can't have him waxing anything too dangerous.
Right.
So,
I wonder how many of our viewers are too young to know what we're talking about.
Right. We just aged out 20% of the audience. There was once a movie called The Karate Kid.
That didn't have Jackie Chan in it.
That's true. Anyway, so, jokes about it aside, in all reality, they sent out this warning. They sent it by accident. And to do that, someone had to say, yeah, go ahead and send the warning. And then apparently there was a follow-on that was like, are you sure you want to tell Hawaii that they're about to get nuked? And that person went, yep. And
Now you've got the story, now here's the punchline. And whether this is true or not doesn't matter really, because it's just funny to think regardless. Imagine this. You're in Hawaii. You and your family are in Hawaii, and you think your life's about to end. It's just you and your sister. So what do? Well, that's right. You fuck your sister after she asks if you want to fuck her. And because you're really responsible, you come in her. Like this person admitted in a 4chan thread. The Lannisters send their regards. Now tell me, what was going through her head to think, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out having an orgasm, knowing that at least the next day I don't have to look them in the eye because there will be no one to look at. Hell, I won't be there. I'll be in like 1,000,000 pieces somewhere. Oh, I love it. This made me chuckle. Because I tried to think of how the scenario would play out, where it would be somehow acceptable for your sister to pitch the idea of banging you and you to say yes, and then to admit not only did you bang your sister, but you came in her as well. Let's hope she's not pregnant, hey? The last thing you really need is for Hawaii to take over the mantle of incest capital. I thought it was Alabama for the longest time, or Norfolk. Just before I forget, there is in fact one more thing I want to talk about, and it's within the United Kingdom Police Department, where the police may be ordered to change dog handler fitness tests after a female police constable won £15,000 in damages. Why is that, you say? Simple, really. Because she wasn't good enough to pass the rather grueling test, so she basically claimed discrimination and won. That sounds familiar, right? Do you remember that really old Teal Deer video from years ago where he talked about the NYFD, where they have an equally grueling physical examination and they had to lower the bar for women so they didn't have to pay out millions of dollars for discrimination? Yeah. It's nice to see it make its way over the Atlantic Ocean to people who are so delicate they can't handle a dog or pass any of the fitness tests, but yet others can, she can't, so she's discriminated against, and that means, of course, we must give her money. Now, this particular police constable claimed that the grueling test put women at a disadvantage because it was too tough to pass and keep up with their male competitors. Well, there's an easy thing, and this links quite nicely to that whole sex segregation thing. Men, for the most part, are more physically capable. They are physically better. That's why we separate people by sex in sports. It's quite simple. And I can't believe for a second you think there is no obvious difference between you. How about we look at reflexes, muscle density? How about the fact that men take quite well to sports far better than women do by and large? That's not to say that there aren't women who aren't capable of keeping up. In fact, you're just a damning statement for those that are just not good enough. Why would we want someone like you on the streets if you're not even capable of passing a physical? And it's supposed to be grueling because you're meant to be the best. I can't believe you got 15,000. I hope it was worth it. You're not going to be well respected in your locker room, and chances are you're going to quit and probably claim discrimination because of how you were treated by your colleagues, who have every right to treat you like a piece of shit. People like you embarrass people like me. Magical. Just before we finish, I want to let you all know I will be on the Ghost Poo podcast tonight at 10:30 PM GMT. I will leave a link to it in the description. Please consider dropping by, as it is a rather fun show, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Okay, we're not done. I actually have two more things I want to quickly talk about because it was rather amusing to see something ever so slightly clickbaity in the news and then to see something else posted on my Discord server earlier by one of my lovely patrons. So let's address the article I found. Well, not really the article, more of the title and the fact that it obviously would get people interested and also seem disingenuous as well. Breaking news. Trump is officially obese with a BMI of 30.3, 74, who gives a fuck. Is taking daily anti-baldness pills, he's 74, who gives a fuck, and needs to change his diet, he's 74, but who gives a fuck? But is healthy overall, reveals his first medical test, and his cognition is perfect. This is from the article on the Daily Mail website. But the image that you click to get there, there's a slight difference. Everything is fine until you get here. But is healthy overall, reveals his first medical test, but his cognition is perfect. Daily Mail, you're geniuses. I think your Guardian is showing. Oh, it's glorious. The final thing I want to quickly touch on it, and that's because it was posted on Discord. Feminists are ditching pussy hats because they're racist and transphobic. They're transphobic because, those poor trans people, they need women's rights as well, and, those pussy hats that are just pink woolly hats. By the way, if you've ever seen a pussy that looks like that hat, or has a hole as big as that hat when stretched over a head, don't sleep with her. Seriously, you get no purchase. So according to an article in the Detroit Free Press, many activists have concerns that the hat excludes and is offensive to transgender women and gender non-binary people who don't have typical female well, the non-binary thing is not the same as your biological sex. Transgender women have a legitimate concern about being offended, although they don't, but not the non-binary folk, because honestly, they're not real, remember? As for the colour issue, the Pussy Hat Project states on its official website that the hat's pink colour has nothing to do with genitals. Oh, well, that's a good thing, because remember, if they were, you don't want to fuck something that big. It's simply that the colour pink is considered very female colour. Wait, you attach the colour pink to girls? That kind of wrong think is installed in children. In Toys R Us with boys section and girls sections, blue for boys, girls with pink. How dare you? It's crap like this that gets me up in the morning. It's crap like this that gets a lot of people I know off in the morning as well. One last final thing. My next video is going to be something I've never done before. I'm going to be addressing a music video. I can hardly wait to share that with you. I'll repeat what I said earlier. I hope you all have a lovely day.